Welcome to the Zama Pulse. I'm Specialist Clarence Kaufhold giving you news around Camp Zama, Japan. The search is on for members of the military community who may have been defrauded by George Gucci. Gucci is alleged to have offered discount air tickets on 4 military installations in Japan, accepting personal information and payment, and not delivering. Military police say that Gucci operated this scheme on Camp Zama, Yokota Air Base, Naval Air Facility at Sugi, and Commander Fleet Activities Yokosuka. If you or someone you know has any dealings with George Gucci that you believe were fraudulent in nature, please contact Camp Zama Military Police at 263-3002, or if calling from off base, the number listed below. If you have any information as to the whereabouts of George Gucci, do not attempt to confront him yourself. Call the Camp Zama Military Police immediately. We'll have more on this story as it unfolds. This weekend marks the quintessential American holiday, the 4th of July, Independence Day. And even though we may be far away from home, you can bet that we still take a day to celebrate our independence. If your chosen way to celebrate involves alcohol, then make sure you have a designated driver to get you home or a place to crash for the night. We all have seen how one bad decision can have long-reaching effects on service members here in Japan. You do not want to be that guy, so don't be. Have a game plan in place. So whether you're enjoying a day hike out in the mountains, a cookout with family and friends, a local tour, or even just hanging out in the barracks, your holiday weekend becomes a thing you want to remember, not an experience you're trying to forget. And speaking of things to remember, while stationed in Japan, you've probably mailed a thing or two back to the States since you've been here. Correspondent Lance Davis is here to share a few tips to make sure the package you send off arrives where it's going safely.
Well, here at Camp Zama, we have the benefit of accessing the United States Postal Service. However, before we send our packages back home, there are a few important things we need to know.
If you have any liquids you would like to send through the mail, we recommend putting those liquids in a leak-proof container. On top of that, we also recommend that if you have any liquids, to place that container in something like a Ziploc bag. We also highly recommend that if you're mailing something, that you use the appropriate box for the mailing. What a lot of people don't realize is that cardboard boxes, like bicycle tires, have a weight limit. You wouldn't put a bicycle tire on your Harley, so we wouldn't recommend that if you have tools or other high-density items, that you use a cardboard box. Items that you want to avoid sending through the mail would be any type of hazardous material. The most common hazardous material that we see throughout the mail system is alcohol. So if you're out on town shopping for a gift for family back home and you see a nice bottle of sake you'd like to send back, it will get confiscated by customs, and in most cases it will be destroyed.
So, if you remember those few steps, your package will be on its way. Now, back to you, Specialist Kaufhold.
Thanks, Lance. And finally, being in the military can lead to an unpredictable schedule at times, which can make it tough to maintain a healthy, balanced diet. Let's face it, it's tough to eat good on the go. But here at Camp Zama, the Army Wellness Center offers up a solution for both soldiers and civilians who need a little extra help when mealtime is giddy-giddy, as they say here in Japan. That help comes in the form of the Meals and Minutes program. We're here with Michelle Hill to talk about what Meals and Minutes has to offer. Michelle, tell our viewers a little bit about your program.
As a class, it's very interactive. We come up with ways to get healthy meals in a quick way, because most of the time we're all busy, right? So we all we have jobs and then life and kids and everything else. We give suggestions like using a crock pot, or when you go to get healthy prepared meals, that what kind of things you should look for whenever you're getting those meals. So the next Meals and Minutes, it's every second and fourth Tuesday of the month here at the Army Wellness Center.
Well, Michelle, thank you so much for being a guest on our show. Do you want to do it, or should I?
Oh, I can do it. Now here's this week's community calendar.